Okay, ask me again.
So how was your New Year, TM?
So far so good. I was still on vacation on New Year, so on the New Year, so it's been relaxing. This is my first day back to work. Um, Snow days extended my time off quite a bit. I've been off work since December 21st, so I cannot complain. What about you?
I've been at work, so I can't complain, but I won't. Nobody cares. So you ready to start the show?
Hey everyone, and welcome to or welcome back to One Man and One Woman, the podcast. I am one half of your co-hosts, Tara Michelle.
And I am J. Flame, the other half of your co-host.
Happy New Year, happy 2025 to everyone that is listening to us now. We are back with our new episodes. Hi, Flynn.
Hi, TM. Don't be weird. Don't be
Are
weird.
you excited to start to do our first episode of 2025?
I'm, I sent you some
Don't
stuff
whisper to
about like.
yourself.
Now I sent you some stuff about like dudes like not being able to have joy out of fear of looking goofy, and you just be trying to force me to be like, yeah, I'm excited. Like, yeah,
Because
I'm
I
just
want you to not have a fear of being excited. I think Black Boy Joy is amazing. And I can't even see you right now because your camera's frozen, but that's all right. We're going to push through. I wanted to start the new year off with some positivity and some Black excellence, some Black love, and some reality. So sometime last year, you sent me this video of that guy. His name may be Devin or Devon or somebody, and he has that wife and her name might begin with a K. I don't know these people, but he was talking about the statistics of Black marriage and Black love
yeah.
versus the perception that is put out there. And I thought that it would be very interesting as I am starting to see more and more people post that video to discuss the facts of Black marriage. So I'll just throw out some statistics. Get my life together. 85% of Black men are married to Black women.
85.
85. And 8.5 um, of Black men are married to white women.
Okay.
That's a huge difference.
It is. It is.
Yet, I think if we're talking about TV shows, commercials, movies, social media, they would lead you to believe that every successful Black man goes to find a white woman and that Black men no longer value Black women. And my question to you is, do you see that often? Do you see a lot of that on social media?
I think I did. Um, it's taken a long time and a lot of work, but what I see these days is very very different. I think I sent you something the other day also about that black couple, the actors. I can't remember their names, but was it Step by Step? Were they the couple on that show? But whatever, they had been married for 42 years, and I realized when I saw the post, not only did I not know that they were an actual couple in real life, but I definitely didn't know they had been together that long. So that's the kind of stuff I'm starting to see more of now. I knew in my personal life the the narrative that black men didn't choose black women or black men didn't want black women just didn't seem to jive with what I saw around me. And I just feel like what we get shown in social media is always skewed.
I agree. I think you were talking about Tim and Daphne Reed or something like that.
Is
I
that
think she
yeah?
played the second Aunt Viv that nobody wanted or asked for.
That's
Yeah,
right. Yeah.
they have been married for quite some time. Um, I see it all the time, and I'll be honest and say that as a Black woman, it was exhausting. It was just so tiring. I'm like, listen, every single time some young football player, baseball player, basketball player was no, not really basketball, was proposing to somebody, it was a white girl. Every single time. And it Not saying that people shouldn't be free to love who they love, but it just allowed other people to push that narrative. You read the comments and people be like, yeah, he upgraded, or he knew who to get with to keep his money safe. And I'm just like, I would like to look up the statistics. I'm willing to bet that white women during divorces get way more than black women do. I don't understand this concept that white women are an upgrade, or they are the ticket to something, or anything like that. But that is something that is definitely pushed. We've talked about it on this show before, but I really do think it goes back to the destruction of the black family. That's the ultimate goal, to keep us from being united. So you invent the welfare system. We go through all of this. Now black women are confused and think that they, not all, some think they don't need a black man, think they can benefit more without a black man. Right now, black women are the most degreed, the most educated of people, and so it's it's almost like, okay, we have to slow them down. They seem to be thriving and succeeding, and we need to hit them where it hurts. And I'm gonna tell you right now, as a black woman, one of the easiest ways to get to me is to talk about our kings, or to come and tell me that our kings don't want us. That's hurtful. I can be on top at work, on top in school, just loving life, and then to keep being bombarded because my algorithm is mad disrespectful. I see this stuff all the time. So when you sent me that and I was able to actually look up those statistics myself, that felt so good. It felt so good to know. I still wish I could see it more in celebrities and super rich men, successful men, because I am seeing that a lot of these young dudes are going for white girls. And I know I've heard they play the long game when black girls don't want the nerd, don't want the this, don't want the that in college. It's the white girls that are sitting over there like, well, hey, I'll take you, and all of that. But it still is good. I love to see black love, black excellence. And not even so much the couples that have been together for 40, 50, 60 years. I want to see it still happening now. The present really matters to me as well. I want to see black people getting together, getting married, then having kids, building a life and careers and success, and then, doing it right. I don't want to see the love and the hip hops and the basketball. Nobody's actually a wives or any of that. So it feels really, really good to hear these statistics.
I mean, for me, if we, because I can understand how hurtful that could be, and I think what we're seeing is here's a false narrative that's spread, and some of us, some black men, help perpetuate that false narrative. But because of that false narrative, we hurt those that we love the most, and then some of those people, because they were hurt, you know, lasted. So if you can just imagine the ripple effect that this has had, and when we look at how contentious things are between black men and women these days, if you can just look at the ripple effect of how some false information, a lie that continuously gets told, can really almost become true, because now you have black men and women at each other's throats, acting like they don't believe in love anymore and they don't believe in marriage, all based off a lie.
Yes. That's how dangerous it is, though. We
Super
talk
dangerous.
about that often with social media, how people, unalive themselves, slip into deep depressions, go out here and mimic what they see, and aren't they're very. It's just disingenuous, and it's so sad how much control this thing has over us. How you can literally see something on TV, or see a picture, or be shown something or told something by someone, and it becomes fact with no research. And how simple was that, though? How simple was that for me just to honestly go and look it up? It didn't even dawn on me to say, you know what? Is this real? I mean, it's happening enough because there are enough people and pictures out there to show that these young men really are choosing white girls. And some of these, like Eddie Murphy's with a white woman now. Michael Jordan's with a white woman now. They were with black women before, but ultimately now that they're the so-called happiest in their life and they've settled down and they've gotten all the cheating and all of that mess out of their system, they chose to what? Give the best of them to a white woman. So we see these things being, um, you know, we're smacked in our faces with these things, and it's a really hard pill to swallow. And even though to see that 85% of black men are married to black women feels good, I still want to visually see it. Like I want to be bombarded with nothing but black couples, black excellence, black love, and see those families growing and flourishing, not just reading the statistics.
And the thing about that is that you have to actively pursue it. By
Mm.
default, it's not that it's not there, but it's not going to be given to you. If you go look for it, and and you have to look for it like it's there. So you can't like turn over the first rock, don't see something, and be like, I knew it wasn't there. You got to look for it like it's out there, and then you will find it, and and then you will start to see that you see more of it. Like it's I used to have to struggle to find stuff I wanted to repost, and these days it seems like you can tell them TM. There's some days I go on a run and I post 20, 30 different things because everything on my timeline
Yes, you
just
do.
seems
Yes,
dope.
you do. But it's all beautiful, and I am starting to find that I'm doing that too, especially on Instagram. My Instagram algorithm is so much better than my Facebook algorithm, and I'm getting a lot of new information about Black creators and inventors and things like that that I didn't know, and I'm sharing them and I'm saving them, and just I like that. Educate me and teach me something I didn't know, because it's always fun. I I'm wondering, um do you agree with me when I say that I feel like this is being pushed up on us in an effort to hurt Black women and essentially drive a wedge further between Black women and Black men?
Yeah, I mean, if we're talking specifically this idea that Black men don't love or value Black women, and yes, I think that's
Mhm.
being targeted um, toward Black women purposefully. I also then, but there's an underlying thing that I guess we kind of have to try to remember, and we still have to figure out and fix is there is enough animosity between us that, like you said, it never dawned on you to go check that information seemed right, felt right, and jived with what you already believed. So there was no reason to fact check it. So the fact that we do have that like underlying kind of animosity between each other, that when we hear something negative about the other, we're so ready to easily, you know, adopt that as fact. That's something that we need to start talking about.
So I want to tell on myself really quickly because as I thought about this and I remember the video I saw a while back, I thought to myself, we've had conversations before and you told me that I'm very territorial, especially over people that I care about. You know what I'm saying? That I'm really, really for, right? So there was a man in a video, a Black man. I got to preface this statement by saying he was absolutely a Black man. He made a whole video to Black women saying, Black women, it's time for you to move on. Y'all are waiting around for y'all Black king. Y'all waiting around for Black love, Black marriage, Black this. You need to go find you a white man. You need to go find you a man who's going to treat you like a queen, who can afford you, to take care of you and the children that he's going to create. And all of this, he said, Black men were the least educated. They were the most incarcerated. They were the worst fathers. I mean, he went in. A Black man saying all this about Black men. So as easy as it was for me to believe that Black men were out here marrying white chicks like at the drop of a dime, anytime they came into some money, or if they didn't, just really not being into sisters anymore. I was real quick to go off on him in the comments on that video though. Like
Yeah.
it's crazy to me that I was kind of blind to the fact that I believed those statistics and I believed and fell into what I'm seeing. But the moment somebody started talking negatively about Black men, I forgot all of that. I forgot all they don't want us no more. And I'm like, you got me messed up. That is not true. There are I think there are statistically more white men that get arrested than Black men. It depends on
I
what
mean,
the
it's just a
different
fact.
crimes are and
Yeah,
stuff like that, but they are a bigger majority. So
yeah,
it would
based on the
seem.
numbers, it's clear fact.
Yeah. Yeah. So, but I just was like, hold up. Like, so for me, to be irritated with them or to be hurt by them or hurt by these things, I still show up for them as soon as, I don't play no games about Black men. I won't. I've said on plenty of podcasts that I think that the Black man was God's greatest creation. I'm not trying to do a comparison between them and us, but I believe that we were put here for them. So I can say that and not be bothered by that. That's not to make anybody upset. I know we as women, give life, but they implanted in us. Let's be clear. If there's no doctors and no clinics, nobody's having babies without a man. So we got to stop that. But anyway, not to get too far off the track. Um, when you hear something like that, when I tell you about this video with this man just saying all these really, really bad things and giving all these horrible statistics about Black men, do you think that makes you feel away the same way that it does us? I see the video of a black man tearing black women down, they're loud, they're obnoxious, they're all overweight. They're the most unattractive ethnicity. If you want a good woman, go find a white woman, stuff like that. That hurts to see black men say that. How do you feel knowing that a black man is out here telling black women to go elsewhere because you guys aren't worth, your weight in gold?
Um, it. I guess I've become like, I don't, numb is the wrong word, but in this social media information age, every crackpot with an insane idea has a platform, and we incentivize crackpots to say their crazy stuff by engaging with it, talking with it. I mean, and even like I said, I understand the reason for commenting on it, but I do believe the majority of the people out here saying these insanely, you know, egregious things are saying them for the because it doesn't matter whether you're commenting and telling the person that they're dumb, fact checking them, whatever it is that you're doing, you engaged, and now the algorithm drives traffic toward those people. So a lot of times I attribute it to that. I say these people don't believe. Some of the stuff is so outlandish to me, especially when I hear a black man saying this is how black men feel, and I'm standing here a whole black man like that's a bold faced lie. Some of the stuff is so egregious to me that I fall into the default of believing they're doing it for the likes and views. I say we got a friend right now who hasn't spent the day since this Drake Kendrick beef started posting something about Drake. I'm starting to believe he just realizes that every time he says Drake's the greatest, 100 people gonna come tell him no, he's not, and his engagement numbers are going up. I see what you're doing, Smash. I see you.
Mhm.
That's the way I'm interpreting a lot of this stuff, because some of it to me is so far fetched that you can't believe this is true. You can't have any statistics to back this up. You can't have any information that that makes that real to you. You got to be saying this just to get under people's skin or to get some sort of reaction.
And the problem is nobody's looking for the statistics. Again, even with me, if you see enough pictures of real people that you can go and Google, these are real football players, these are real baseball players, and this is all you see, it becomes everyone is doing it. It becomes every single time. And it is so few and far between for me to see a young black male proposing to a black female. I saw a couple of the other day and just was like hashtag black everything. I was so freaking happy because I'm constantly bombarded with the other. And when I think about being a black woman and being a black mother and, a black sister, I just, it I would hate it if all of my brothers came home with white women. And it's not about a who's better than or less than. I believe in black love. And I believe that nobody can love a black man like a black woman. And I believe nobody can love a black woman like a black man. We come from the same. We are the same. We know each other's struggles and plights. We go through the same things. We just are built for each other to me. And I don't care what other people are doing, but I think it would be so upsetting. I saw this video once where this family, like a mom and dad had like 10 kids and they had like 7 sons and every last one of them had a white wife. Every last one. But the daughters were married to black men. And I just thought to myself, as a black woman, I would just be looking at my sons like, did I do something where all of you thought a black woman was not a good idea? I know you can go, oh, well, people love what they love. Forget all of that. I don't care. When I come from black, I want black. I feel like that's just what I want. I want someone who can speak my language and understand where I'm coming from. So I guess I want everybody to be with somebody who loves them and treats them well. That is for sure, but I still just prefer black love, and me personally would never date interracially.
But
Interracially, that's
just
not my
think
cup
about
of
this.
tea.
When you think about the number of players in the NFL, number of players in the NBA. Well, you said the NBA is not the one with the
Yeah, I'm
white
not
wife.
seeing all of that in the NBA.
So we going NFL, baseball, whatever. You think of the
Yeah.
number of these guys, and then you think of the number of these players that who their wives are. Like the small percentage of players that we actually know who their wives are, and if they all turn out to be white, that seems like intentional. Because LeBron
Hmm.
James' wife is not white.
That's
We know
crazy.
that Dwayne Wade is not married to a white woman. Aaron Donald is
She's a
not
horrible
married to
woman,
a
though.
white
Oof,
woman.
Lord,
You
poor
know,
Dwayne.
your boy Cam Newton done ran through the black community, you know.
Exactly. He is toxic. Him and
But
Nick
I mean,
Cannon both.
they show you the ones they want to show you. And if you look,
Mhm.
you might see something different.
Yeah. And even with the intentionality, every time I see a commercial, especially these Cheerio commercials, it's a black husband and a white wife. Like they're not doing all black family commercials. It's very rare. I don't see them. But they love to have a little mixed kid. And so it's like, okay, we got these people, moaning and complaining about representation. So we're going to give it to them. We're going to make sure we also make it degrading by always making the man choose a white woman and then the kid be mixed. We can't get a chocolate, lovely, beautiful black couple with a set of chocolate kids. It's got to be this mixed thing now. Even with I love James Patterson's Alex Cross series, the books, and I have been reading them and listening to them for years. Oh my gosh. And Alex Cross has always been with black women to my recollection, and so has John Sampson. But on the show, on Amazon Prime, they have the new show Cross, played by Aldous Hodge, and they had the guy that's the Mustafa guy that's playing John Sampson laid up with some little white Jezebel. And I said, see, this is my problem because if you go and you listen to the books and you know that's not what this is, but instead of you being able to have two amazingly talented, gorgeous black men playing and having them with amazingly talented, gorgeous black women as leads in this show, you just gotta throw a white woman in there, and you gotta have a black man with her. It's deliberate, it's
It's deliberate.
disrespectful, and it's super disrespectful because the book tells you who they're with. So to change it for no reason shows me your intentionality.
But then again, and we it used to be different. We know it can be done differently. Cause I hate to go back to it again because I sound like the old man. They don't like change. But Martin, black couple, nothing but black couples. The
Hmm.
Cosby Show, Living Single, nothing but black. My Wife and Kids, if you want to get more recent, the Carmichael Show, black couples. I remember I was talking to you the other night about the show we don't mention that was a beautiful example of black love and black masculinity rock. We don't even talk about it anymore. But we used to have those depictions and representations on primetime television every week. Family Matters,
Yeah,
you know. What's that? I'm missing the big one.
a different
Will
world,
Smith, A Different World,
Fresh Prince of Bel Air.
Fresh Prince of
Yeah.
Bel Air. You know,
And
black
now, if we want to
successful
talk about
couples.
black, if we want to see black people there, then it needs to be some white in there. I believe that Rainbow from Blackish, they call it Blackish, she's mixed, half white, half black, and I think his mom always harped on her about her white side showing all the time. So I think it's we're gonna represent you, but we're gonna represent you the way that we want to, and we're gonna always throw dirt at black women by putting black men in lead roles and having them with white women. It's just disgusting to me at this point.
I know you got another.
Um,
I just want to ask you this question real quick. I'm interested to hear what your take on it would be. What would you say to a black actor or a black creator who might say with these, would you rather have no representation or this representation? If this is all they're making available to us, or this is all I can get, would you rather me not, would you rather not see anybody that looks like you, or would you rather see somebody that looks like you in this situation?
I'd rather not have it. How about that? Because then what I would see is what's around me. Because then social media wouldn't, and TV and movies and things like that I wouldn't even relate to them on this level. It wouldn't hurt me to see all. I mean, I watched Friends. I watched Living Single, which Friends copied, but I also watched Friends. And and when I was pissed when they put Aisha Tyler on there for no reason, just for the sake of saying they had a black person on there, and that wasn't nothing but bullying, at the by the masses, and then the L word. But they had I think she's like Armenian or something. But for me, if you have certain shows written by people and this is based on their life and they didn't have black friends, how dare us tell them they got to just throw one in there? It doesn't make any sense to their life and their creativity. So I would rather not, if the only two choices were on TV, you're going to always see all white couples or you're going to see mixed couples. I would rather see in my real life black men being with black women and be so disassociated from any kind of influence from social media and TV than to sit up here every day of my life and feel like black men only want white women. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And to be honest, I think I'm just not so hung up on representation the way that everybody else is. I need it to be authentic. I know that there are black creators, so I know there are going to be black shows and black people and black movies and things like that. They come out, they represent us. But I think sometimes you get to a point now where we have a lot of the LGBTQ coming in telling people when you make a show, you got to represent us. And now you got to represent trans. And now you have to represent the disabled. Again, when somebody is creating something from their minds, from their life, and there were no disabled people around, and no trans people around, and no gay people around, I have no idea how we, first of all, expect them to write from that perspective when they may not have any experience with it, or how the person that they're writing about is supposed to feel when they got to come and say, hey, friend, I had to make you disabled, or I had to make you, in a relationship with a girl. They know this. These people and family members around them know what really happened. But now they're being forced by studios and, mafias, basically gangs of bullies, just to represent them in things that may not make sense. So to me, if it doesn't make sense, or if it isn't authentic and I wasn't around, or someone who looks like me wasn't around, don't put us in there. I don't like that. I need it to be authentic. And you know how I feel about black people needing to unite. If it takes something that heinous as, since Hollywood is the majority white, if they just start doing everything white again, then we're going to need more black creators to come out and start creating content. And we're going to need to create our own platforms to get that. And I'm all about doing whatever it takes to make black people step up, go out and go above and beyond. We're going to get our representation, but I don't want it forced.
I'm with you. And I know you hate this show, but South Park did an amazing episode about this very topic. But I want to put that up.
I tried so hard with an episode, but when Cartman told his mom to shut the F up, baby, I wanted to jump through that TV, take off my belt, and tear his fat butt up. He disrespectful. And I don't find that funny because if my kids ever, do you understand me? And I like my freedom. So no, I don't find it amusing when a child curses their parents out, especially a little boy cursing out his mama. That's beyond to me. So the show is disgusting and vile as far as I'm concerned. But
It's
I'm
brilliant.
glad that you like it. Have fun.
It's brilliant.
My next question is, um, for you, does it feel good to see these statistics? Like when you first heard that, you sent it to me and you were like, I want to go and look these up and make sure it's accurate. Does it feel good to you to know that these statistics are what they are? And did you think this? Like when you heard it, did you go, you know what, that sounds about right?
I was surprised by like 85%, and I don't know if we're going to address the other statistic that he gave after that. I haven't fact checked that one either, but that was even more eye opening. And I've always felt like, and you've seen this. We've been on shows, and sometimes women say because men blah blah men want you to do this, and I'm like, what men? What dudes want you to do this? Like, I don't. I hear women say things all the time. And I'm like, who is doing this? And if it's those six dudes over there, I almost messed up, Sean, but I caught myself. If it's those six dudes over there, then just be mad at them six dudes over there. Because I'm telling you, in my friend group and with the men that I hang around, this is not the way we operate. This is not the way we act. This is not the way we think. So I've always felt like this idea that black men don't love or want black women, like it was completely far fetched to me. I too have fallen victim to what we see. Um, just recently, when the Commanders clinched their playoff spot, I think it was I can't Reeves is his last name. One of the players proposed to his girlfriend after the game, and I saw the headline that he proposed to the girlfriend, and I got excited. And then I saw the video, and I was like, "Damn, TM got another one. She gonna be mad as hell when she see
Exactly.
this."
I saw that too.
I fell victim to it too. So I was surprised by 85. I was hoping for like 60, 70. I just believe that we in there somewhere. It's not as far away as y'all think we are. But 85, I'm happy with that.
What was this other statistic?
He went on to say, because he said, the other thing that people believe is that once a black man becomes successful, or successful black men choose white women more. And I think the number for that, for like black men that made over, I want to say it was either 100,000 or 200,000 a year, the percentage of those men that were married to black women was like 98.
See, this is what I'm saying. I don't even remember him saying that, but I love to hear that. And that's what I want to see. Show me these rich millionaires, or, if we have any billionaires with that chocolate girl on their arm, or that brown skin, peanut butter, whatever, light skin, black woman on their arm. I just want to see it. And when I talk about this on the internet, when I see black couples, like recently there was an athlete who proposed to his black girlfriend. I went in and I was like, hashtag black love, hashtag black excellence. And then I see in the comments, or some Karen will come to me, why you got to play the race card? Why is it all about race? First of all, I wasn't talking to you. Okay, this is nothing to do with you because you're not black. Two, why does it bother you so much? Because you don't want us to be able to see this and enjoy it and be happy. There was another post out here about some black coach being the first time ever they had a coach in somewhere, a black coach, black head coach somewhere in something, we paying attention to this mess. And somebody was like, why is always gonna be the race car? Why can't it just be he was a great coach and he got the job? This is historic for us. See, you don't want us to celebrate somebody for doing something excellent while being black. You want us to just never mention it, because to say something good about a black person hurts y'all. Like, you're offended that I say black love, black excellence. You could hashtag white love if you wanted to. I don't give a, because I'm not white. It has nothing to do with me. But you see a bunch of white couples together and they're white kids. That's touted. You know what I'm saying? We aren't. So when I see it and it excites me and it makes me feel seen and it makes me feel hopeful for my daughters, for myself, when it's like I get to go around here and know that when my friends get married, because people gonna look like us. I get to celebrate that. When my children get married, my sons and my daughters get married, ooh, it's gonna be people who look like us. And somehow that offends you. They don't want us talking about what they did to us in the history books. They want to just eradicate everything, and then they don't want us to celebrate being us. They don't want us to talk about what we invented. They don't want us to talk about cultural appropriation and the fact that they've copied us in so many other ways. Why? Why should we just let you get away with it? Why can we not celebrate black girl, black boy joy? Why can't we celebrate black excellence? Why would you even feel the need to come out your face and ask me why I get to talk about the joy of being black? Y'all talk about the joy of being white all the time. Y'all got y'all little hoods and the KKKs and all that. Y'all go around and y'all just have a great time. But
Come on.
something about us being happy and our blackness just ruins y'all lives. It's too much.
No, I mean, too. I'll play a little bit of bad person's advocate, since we don't say that word.
Yeah, we don't do that.
Uh, First off, yeah, I think most reasonable white folks view the KKK as just as deplorable, or far more deplorable than anything.
You think so?
I do. I think most white. I think that is a fringe of white society, and a lot of white society looks down on that. Uh, but of course, what we get to see the most is, what's going to rile people up. I also think part of it is that they don't understand. How could you understand how important it is for someone to recognize something that people told them didn't exist if nobody's ever told you white love didn't exist? You've never had to go through a period where somebody was trying to convince you that, your love didn't exist, or you weren't capable of doing certain things. Yes, we have to celebrate these things because you told us and almost convinced some of us that we couldn't. And so, yes, but they've never had that experience. They don't understand the need. It should be shocking to people that we're in 2025 and we are still celebrating Black first. We still have things that we finally got to do for the first time, or we finally got to be allowed the space to achieve for the first time. That should be shocking to people. But if you've never had that experience of not being allowed to do something, not being allowed to have something, not being allowed to be in love or show your love prominently and publicly, then you wouldn't understand the need to celebrate it. So I think some of it is just flat out ignorance. It's not all
Yes.
malicious.
Yes, yes, it's ignorance. It's their inability to shut the fuck up when ain't nobody talking to them. When it doesn't apply to them. You know what I'm saying? It's just so annoying, but it's so prevalent. Every time I'm on social media, there, and it's always, sometimes, the majority of the time, is white women. You're so bothered by seeing a black woman happy. And again, I would never say it's all white women. I have some amazing white friends, men and women, all over my page. Some of the best people I've ever met in my life are white people, but I'm not talking about them because they would never dare jump in my comment section and say no foolishness like this.
And I'm
But
glad you said that.
I don't know that many people. When you open up the world, I'm not on the TikTok, but when you open up the world of X or Twitter or whatever that is, and you open up the world of Facebook and you open up the world of Instagram, the number of white people there is significantly higher than those that are in my, friend group. I think I may have 250 Facebook friends, and probably 60 or 70 of them are white. And so coworkers and former classmates and things like that. So that's not a huge number compared to how many people I am, who are available to me or can access me when I talk about social media. And there, in that world, outside of my bubble of Facebook, in that world, they are vicious. They do not want to see Black people happy. They don't want to see Black people celebrated. It bothers them so bad. And they got to deal with the fact that this man got the job, and now we got to talk about the fact that he's Black and got the job, and their whole lives are ruined. And I just won't have anybody silence my joy, not ever. So I got time anytime you want to act stupid. I really do.
I think another thing we also have to remember when we talk about social media and the way it can skew your view of the world is, like, we all have friends or a friend or somebody who's not on social media. And they're usually not on social media for a reason. And they are like you said, your white friends that you love would never say anything like that in the comments. There is a higher concentration of assholes on social media than there is in real life. A
It's
lot of the people who are just normal, regular, nice, good people are probably out playing with their kids or having fun or doing something other than worrying about what you posted today. The people who had the time to sit there and I'm telling you, the concentration of just lunatics and assholes is way higher on the internet than it is in actual life. So
yeah.
sometimes when we get bombarded with all of this negativity, it's because of the audience that's there. It doesn't. I'm not saying those people don't exist and they don't exist in large number outside of social media, but we don't have to take it on as this is what the world is. No, this is what this fucked up website is. Sorry, Sean. I tried. And
You,
Graham. I apologize.
I was hoping in 2025 you would let that go and let it go forever. But I guess we're still going to be dealing with that. Well, that was all the questions I had about this. I do just want to reiterate to everyone that these statistics are real, based on whatever they did to get them. Whoever they ask, whatever records they pull, marriage licenses and things like that. So, Black women, if you're out there listening and you're seeing the same garbaggio that I'm seeing on social media, Black men do love us. They do want us. They do need us. They respect us. We do still have this gender war going on right now with a lot of immature people, a lot of angry, broken people. And, we're going to get through that too. But according to these numbers, baby, we still love each other and we're still making it work. We're still marrying each other, raising kids, excelling in life and just celebrating Black love.
Yeah. And just, for your own sanity, fact check information that you agree with as stringently as you fact check information that you don't. And you should be fact checking them both.
Absolutely. Balance. You're always talking
Balance.
about balance. Okay, well, I think that was a good show. I love starting off 2025, our first show being about Black love and, busting through those myths and those lies and all those things and letting Black women know that we actually are loved by our Black kings.
Yeah. Let's come back to the table, people. We might have been arguing over a lot this whole time. Let's come back to the table and see if we can figure this out.
Absolutely. Okay, well, thank you guys for coming to listen to this first episode of 2025. We have some exciting things coming this year. As always, I want you guys to be good to yourself and be kind to others. Kind to yourself and good to others. However, I normally say it. It's my first time back. I'm done. And yeah, holla.
Holla.